Hello everyone, in this video we are adding final touches to our pant, like adding the top stitches, rivets, and make our pant look more realistic. But before that I want to look at my pant and see if there is any problem. I see this pocket bag showing out. If you see that your pocket bag fabric is showing up, there are a couple of methods to fix this problem. First of all, make sure your pattern pieces are same on both sides, which I have already done. My pocket bags look exactly same. And make sure also your small pocket bags are same. I think the reason I see this problem on my right leg while it's not there in the left leg is the existence of the coin pocket, which might create some kind of friction. So we can fix this by a couple of ways. One of them is that adding the stitches on the edge of our pocket opening. Later we can cover it with quarter double needle top stitch. This is the way in actual sewing we keep our facing inside, by adding a stitch on the facing side. Here what I want to do is to create two lines on my pocket bag edges and sew them together. So I bring my pocket bag here. I want to click on my pocket opening on two patterns together, and by holding shift you can do that. Offset pattern, offset as internal line, and I want to have two lines, and choose individual because you want to have a different distance from the edge for each. And offset from previous line. The first one I want to be 1/16 from the edge, which will be 0.06. And the next I want to be quarter away from the previous line. Press OK. And this two line will show up on my pattern. I can sew them together now by a section sewing tool. I sew this line to this line. And the next line. And press simulate. Okay, you see how this was very helpful in putting the pocket bag inside. I am happy with how it is right now, but if you are still thinking that you don't want to see this white edge at all, what you can do is to cut and sew this piece of your pocket bag and apply the denim fabric, your actual fabric there. So this way you can never see the edge of the pocket bag. I can right click on this line and press cut and sew, and then on this piece I apply my self fabric. Now you don't see the other fabric at all. For this band I don't want to create extra pattern pieces when they are not needed, so I want to return this piece of fabric back to pocketing and have the one piece for my pocket bag. So first I choose this small piece, apply the pocketing bag fabric, then by holding shift I select these two lines with edit pattern tool, then right click and merge. Okay, I see a narrow white line, but I'm okay with it, it's not too bad. Next part, I want to add some thickness for my bell loops and coin pocket so that they uh, sit a little bit away from the fabric and they show some thickness in the rendering. So I select all my bell loops, and then in property editor I go to add a thickness in rendering. You see it's 0. If I change this to 5, for example, they will become very thick. I don't want that, but for this band I think 1.5 is good. Now I have a little bit thickness, which makes it more realistic. I want to also add same thing for my coin pocket. You find it in geometry section. Now we go to the top stitch part, which is my favorite part. I want to start from top to bottom, waistband first, then bell loop, and then fly, and then we go down. For the waistband part, we can see in our image that we have a 1/16 from edge. It's like an edge stitch. So I create that first in my top stitch section in object browser. So we have a default top stitch. We can adjust this first and then copy it for other top stitches, because we are going to have different top stitches on this pant. I can first copy this. Now I can name this single needle edge stitch. Okay, now I can edit some of the properties. The offset is 1/16 as I want. A stitch count is 1 because it's single needle, should be 1. SPI for denim pant usually is between 8 to 10, so I choose 8 for this pant. A space between stitches, I want to keep a little bit of space. I think 0.5 is okay. Thread thickness for denim pants should be between 80 to 120. I choose 80 first, but then we can change it. And the color. For the color, we can use the eyedropper and anywhere in our pant. We can even get it from our image, from the eyedropper, from apply and close. So the color is chosen. I don't want to change other properties for now. So this is our single needle top stitch, which we want to apply to our waistband, the outer waistband. So now that we have our top stitch, with the free top stitch tool, we chose all edges of our waistband, and this will apply on our pant. I see the thickness is not as good as I want, so I change it to 120 before we have chosen 80. Let's see, 180. $120. The space between stitches look a lot, so let me change it back to 0. Now looks better. Okay. Now I want to apply the top stitch to my belt loops. I see in my image they are quarter away from edge of the waistband, and they are double needle and in the middle of the belt loops. So if I want to apply such top stitch, I need to create a new one. By copying the first one, I rename it quarter double needle belt loops. Okay, and now I want to change some properties. So I choose quarter inch away from the line because I want to choose this line, and I want to use same specification, use same material, but maybe a specification I change it because I want to change the distance from stitch 1, so I want it to be quarter. Okay, let's see if it's right. So now while we are in this top stitch, we choose the segment top stitch, okay, then select these lines, and you see the top stitch comes into our pants. Okay, now all our belt loops have the top stitch. Now I wanna do the top stitch on the fly. I see in my image I have a single needle top stitch on the rise and quarter double needle on the fly. So I change it to single needle and add to the rise. For the fly, I don't want to use the quarter needle I have chosen for my belt loop because it is quarter away from the line. So I copy this quarter and rename it to quarter double needle fly. And for the offset part, I change it to 0. Now I can add it to my fly. Okay, looks good. Now for my pocket bags, pocket opening. Again, I copy this and name it pocket opening. This time I wanna choose 1/16 as my offset. Now when I choose this line, I have the quarter double needle on my pocket bags, which is quite neat. And we shouldn't forget our coin pocket. We need quarter double needle on the edge of our coin pocket. This one and this one looks nice. We also want a safety stitch, which is usually 6 inches from waist to waist down on the side seam. So we can use our free top stitch tool on back piece, and we can use our single needle top stitch with the free top stitch tool. 6.8 is also fine. It went so down. Yeah, this is better. So it shows on both sides because it's symmetrical piece. Okay, so if I go down, I see my inseam. On the inseam we have a quarter double needle, and we can use the pocket opening because it's 1/16 away. Okay, and on the hem edge we can add the top single needle edge stitch we had. Okay, now that front top stitches are done, you can go to back. For pocket edges, I can use the same pocket opening I had, and with free top stitch tool apply it to all edges actually. Okay. Oh, I have to do it on the pocket side now. For the back rise, I want to have a quarter double needle on one side of the garment. Let's see if I have anything similar. Let's try quarter double needle and see how it goes. The problem is that if you go on one side, it will show on both sides, and you have so many, so we don't want that. So if we want quarter double needle on one side, we need to unlink these two pieces from each other, which is not something I want to do. You can do that if you're in the last parts of your pattern making and you don't need link pieces anymore. But for now I prefer to add 1/8 single needle and apply it to back rise and see how it shows. It shows on the both sides of the center back seam, and it's aligned with my bell loop, which is nice. But in real life, when you have jeans, this quarter double needle is only on one side of the garment. The next top stitch we want to add is for the back darts, and I'm using single needle edge stitch and with the section top stitch tool. I apply it to one side of the darts. And now that we are done with the top stitches, we can add the Bartacks. Bartacks are also a kind of top stitch, and for creating that we need to copy one of our top stitches and change the specification based on the Bartack quality. So I'm creating this new Bartack for my bell loops, and I name it Bartack 3/4 because my bell loop widths are 3/4, and I want to apply to top and bottom of my bell loops. So in the property editor section, I go to the category and choose top stitch. On the shape, I use Bartack. On the offset part, I keep it 1/16. Now with my top stitch section selected on the Bartack, I go to the segment top stitch tool and I click on the upper edge and the bottom internal line. So my upper top stitch looks fine, only the color seems off, which I need to correct. It's very whitish. We need the color of the top stitch be same as our other top stitches. So I go to the color section and with the eyedropper choose the color I like. The bottom one is too downward, and I needed to be on a better position. So I need to create another Bartack and change the space from internal line to the top stitch and increase it. Okay, now that I'm happy with the position of my Bartacks, I can do the same for all other bell loops. Oh, I see I had missed one top stitch on the center front on the side of the zipper. I added with a single needle top stitch. Okay, now I want to add two top stitches on the fly, and I'm going to create new Bartacks for that. For these Bartacks, first I need to draw some internal line and then apply the Bartack top stitch onto the the internal lines. So with the internal polygon tool, I draw a slant line, as you see in the video, and you can see in the 3D image it's a slant line, and one on the bottom of my fly. These Bartacks are there to make sure the fly is secure and won't get ripped with opening and closing the zipper. Okay, now that I have created my internal line with the segment top stitch tool, I apply the Bartack. Next, I want to add Bartacks to my top of back pockets. Again, I create a small internal lines, 1/4 of an inch. Then I apply the top stitch to those lines. Next, I want to add the rivets to my front pocket opening like our image. I go to the button section and copy the button we have as a default, and then in the shape section I choose the rivet. We have a snap rivet option, so we choose that, and we can change the size and color based on our style. Again, I use the eyedropper to pick the color. And I change the width of the rivet to 1/4 of an inch. Then with the button tool in 3D window, I can bring the rivets to the position I like and just place them on the garment. If you see they are small or too big, you can change the size again. With the edit button tool, you can change the position. So I see my rivets was a bit small, so I increase the size and I place in other positions as well. Okay, I want to add 2 more bar tags on the bottom of my safety stitch. I use the 3/4 of an inch bar tag. This time I use the free top stitch tool for making these bar tags. Okay, now our pants are done. They look good. Only I see on the back darts are a little bit poking out. I have a separate video showing you how to fix this issue. I put a link for that video in the description. Now that our pants is done, we can start working on our sweater. See you next Saturday for creating the sweater for this outfit.